Still got a runner at first. But Gardner has done a good job of mixing his pitches here in the first 2 innings. Outside for ball 1. Game tied at 1. Each team got a run in the first inning of play. Takes his time, knows that runner's still there at first, and he went around on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, taking a slim lead over at first base is Caldwell. That one's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. He goes to the wind and the pitch. Oh, that one's going to go right back to the screen, and catcher picks it back up. That's going to be a wild pitch. That one was low and just simply was too strong for the catcher to be able to block. So wild pitch, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner in scoring position now for Obion County. And here's Gardner with the delivery. The 3-1. High for ball 4. So Hall takes the walk. Runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Hamilton May back up. Hamilton, he reached first on an error on the shortstop in the first inning of play. And coming out to the mound, Brooks Jones to have a conversation with his pitcher. The infield will be looking for a play at any base except for home. And here we go. I'm asking the umpire to give him a new baseball, and so that's what they've done. They've swapped it off. And here comes May back to the plate. Runners gained their bases on a single and on a walk. And the pitch. Boy, that curveball dipped beautifully. No balls and 1 strike. 2 out. They'll take a play at any base except for home. Not really worried about the runners right now. And the pitch. That one did not dip as much. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners taking their leads once again. Not a huge lead at first or second. And the pitch. That one goes down into the dirt. They're going to try to get him. Nope, no throw to third. So we'll give him a pass ball on that one as Clay Caldwell moves down to third. Hall at first. 2 balls and 1 strike. So now you got to consider home in play. And the pitch. And that one's fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So this is a very important pitch now for Gardner and for the Bruins. May has a lot of opening between the second baseman and the shortstop. There's just a big gap there for him to be able to get one right through the middle if he could. Gardner with the 2-2. And struck him at, well, here we go. He's got to pick him up and throw him out at first, and he does for out number 3. So score that 1-3, catcher to first baseman. But May strikes out on that, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Chase Gardner. So in that inning, they had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. And so your score after an inning and a half, Bruins won and Obion County won.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
Brooks Jones will be leading it off, the catcher for the Bruins. You got 4 seniors that are all hoping to get up in this second inning of play with the score tied 1-1. Each team with 2 hits. The Bruins have made 1 error, and Obion County has stranded 3 base runners. So Keaton Yates finishing up his warm-up pitches. Gardner did a nice job of getting out of trouble in that second inning, particularly with that strikeout. He's had a wicked curveball this afternoon. And that strikeout followed by a 1-3 putout after the ball was dropped by the catcher, but it was a nice recovery on the part of Brooks Jones to throw them out at first. And so here you go. Jones up to the plate. Kurt Salmons will be after him, followed by Jackson Sills. And here's the first pitch. And took a big swing at it for strike 1. Bruins scored their run on a double by Wyatt Scott. There's a high fly ball. And it goes right to the center fielder. He only had to take about 2 steps back for out number 1. Bailey Hobbs did a good job of getting under that one very, very quickly. Kurt Salmons, the left fielder, is now up. He is hitting left-handed up against the right-handed pitching of Keaton Yates. And the pitch. And that one's going to be out of play. Fouled off to the left. Yates does not take a lot of time between pitches. He really moves quickly. And the 0-1. And just didn't have enough on that one. 0-2. Now let's see if he tries to go right down the middle with this one. Nope, outside, ball 1. Trying to get Salmons to chase one outside, and Kurt was very patient. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And a high, lazy fly to the center fielder. He didn't have to take but about 1 step that time, and that is out number 2. Jackson Sills, your designated hitter. Another senior is up now. Each team a run and 2 hits. Home opener here for the Bruins. And that one goes down into the dirt for ball 1. This hour of the afternoon, you don't have any shadows that are giving the players any significant trouble out on the field. And that one's going to be tapped to the third baseman. He's going to have to make the long throw, and he gets him out at first. That one goes 5-3. Nice one for the third baseman, Hamilton May, throwing him out at first. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base in the second. At the end of 2, it's Obion County 1 and the Bruins 1.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
Well, I have one thing in common with my Jack Russell Terrier named Gidget. Her nose is cold every morning, and mine is right now. Just these temperatures here, even if they're in the 50s, and we've got just enough. It's not a high wind that affects a fly ball in any stretch of the imagination, but it is just cold enough that it feels about maybe 8 to 10 degrees lower than it actually is right now. Our temperature right about 53 degrees here at Overton Stadium. Steve Beverly continuing the play-by-play as we move to the top half of the third inning. Bailey Hobbs, the center fielder, and he flied out to center field in his first trip to the plate. Chase Gardner for his third inning of action. He struck out 3 in the second inning, giving up 2 hits. And here comes Bailey Hobbs. And the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Gardner picking up his pace just a bit. And he fires one that went right down the middle and fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bailey Hobbs, a junior, and he's coming over to have a conference with his coach down the third baseline, and that's going to give the catcher an opportunity to go in and have a conference with Gardner. And picks up a little bit of that rosin bag as he heads back. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike on Bailey Hobbs. He'll be followed by Ethan Smith, the catcher. Taking his time with the wind and the pitch. And just a hair high, 2 balls and 1 strike. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors, and I'll tell you more about that after the next pitch. And hit that outside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors for bringing you Bruin baseball and Bruin softball all during this spring season. We really appreciate them. Hope you'll go by and tell them that you saw it here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network. That's a high fly ball into left field. Having to take a little bit of a dip back, but he managed to come down under it. Kurt Salmons snags it in for out number 1. And up now, Ethan Smith, the catcher, the sophomore. He grounded out third base to first in his first trip to the plate. And here is Gardner's first pitch. Just a bit outside for ball 1. Our crew is doing a wonderful job this afternoon, bringing you all of the pictures. We'll tell you about them toward the end of our broadcast. Here's the 1-0, and it is a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Nobody on for Obion County, 1 out. And that one's fouled back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Very quiet right now. Almost, you could say, it's like a morgue. But here we go, the pitch. And got him on the outside corner again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So this is a big pitch here. Potential 4th strikeout now for Gardner. Goes to the wind. And the batter steps out. So Smith now gets back in the box. And the wind, the pitch. And that's going out to the shortstop, a little three-hopper, and he's going to fire it on to first and gets him for out number 2. Nice play of fielding and a great throw by Max Kilburn. 2 down here in the top of the 3rd. And that brings back up Keaton Yates once again. Yates had a single and an RBI on his first trip to the plate. Gardner delivers and got him swinging. No balls and a strike. If Yates were to get on, Poston Essery would follow him. And that's a hard hit ball that's going to get by the third baseman and into left field for another base hit. So Yates 2 for 2 on the afternoon. The last time he did that, though, Essery came to the plate and flied out to the first baseman. And if you're a Bruin fan, I'm sure you'd love to see that happen again, or a facsimile thereof. 2 down, 1 on for Obion County, and it is Essery at the plate. And the pitch, low, ball 1. Well, it looks like they called that one a strike, so it's no balls and 1 strike. It was a little low from our vantage point, but... And that one goes down just a bit into the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that one is going out into right field, and it's foul, and it just not enough on that for Nash Kilburn to be able to catch up with it. That was one of those just didn't fall lazy enough for Nash to be able to catch up. So we got 1 ball and 2 strikes and 1 man on. And the pitch. And got him swinging. 5th strikeout now for Chase Gardner. And so in that inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. And so at the end of 2.5, we're all still tied at 1-1.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
And back we are at Overton Stadium. It's all tied up at 1. Each team managed to tack their run on in the first inning of play. It's been a good pitching matchup between Chase Gardner and Keaton Yates. Each team, Obion County now with 3 hits and USJ with 2. And up first here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Berkeley Pettigrew, the second baseman, the senior. And Yates continues to take his warm-up tosses, and we're about set to go. Well, let's see. Have we got somebody different in here now? And it looks like we've got Corbin Howard coming to the plate. And just a little wide, and he took the swing on it for strike 1. And that one's hit out to the shortstop. It's going to have a long throw to first, into the dirt, and he's in for a safe one there on that error. So we score that one as an error, just a little bit of a short throw, an error on the shortstop. So Corbin Howard comes in and slashes that one, and that's one of those that you got to fire that one almost directly into it, and it was into the dirt. So first error of the game for Obion County, and let's see if that starts one here. And there's a little snappy bunt right to the pitcher. He fires to first base, and they called him out. But he moves the runner over with a sacrifice. So Corbin Howard is over now on second after that sacrifice fly. Or sacrifice, I should say. It wasn't a fly. I should know better than that. So runner on second, one out. And Max Kilburn at the plate. His first time up, Max singled, and then he eventually scored the only run for the Bruins on a sacrifice fly. The 0-1, and that's going to be popped up. See if the catcher can get it back at the screen. No. Goes up into the stands, and that's one of the first thrills of the entire season as he fires it back out to the field. So it is a 0-1 count now to Max Kilburn. Wyatt Scott would be next. Low. One ball, two strikes. Runner on second, takes his lead, and there's a high fly ball, and the center fielder's coming in quickly and takes it. Not deep enough to be able to advance the runner, so fly out to the center fielder, and that's two down, and Wyatt Scott, the center fielder, who had a double his first time up. Runner still on second. Catcher's going to come out and talk to Yates. And the second baseman is also going to join the conference. That's a quick one, and so they're both going to reassume their positions. Two down here in the third inning for the Bruins, and the pitch. Boy, that was a huge overhand fastball. No balls and one strike. Wyatt Scott trying to add to that double that he had in the first inning. The pitch. And he's caught on the outside corner, so it's strike two. No balls, two strikes to Wyatt Scott. Corbin Howard taking his lead out at second. And the pitch is outside. I think they were trying to see if he was going to bluff his way and try to steal third. He did not. One ball and two strikes. Here goes Scott once again at the plate. He's ready for it. And the delivery. Outside. Two balls, two strikes. Two balls, two strikes, two outs here in the third inning of play. And here goes the pitch by Yates. High, ball three. So this is a big one coming. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I would expect that the runner will be moving with this pitch. And the pitch. Outside, ball 4, so a walk for Wyatt Scott. That'll give them runners on first and second with 2 out. Maddox Raven, the first baseman, he brought in the first run of the game for the Bruins with a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Outside, ball 1, a little bit high. Looking the runners back. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tell you what, Yates is one of these pitchers that he can really get you on the corners if you're not careful. The 1-1. And just could not connect on that one. So Raven now faces 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's got an open gap in particular right center field. He got a little bit of a late swing. And that one's going to go right into left center field, and that's going to bring in 1 run. And going all the way into third is Wyatt Scott. Corbin Howard comes in with the second run, so that's 2 RBIs on the day for Maddox Raven. Clennon Harden in, but the Bruins take their first lead now at 2-1. Nice job of base running for the 2 guys. Scott is on third, and that one is going to be tapped out to the shortstop. He had to slow with it, and it's going to be safe. He beat it at first base, and another run comes in. So give him an infield single. Now you got runners on the corners on first and third. Raven was on third. And the Bruins with a 3-1 lead. 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. 2 down, and all of these runs have scored with 2 out. So Brooks Jones, the catcher, is seeing if he can add to that. Ball and no strikes. Been a good inning here, particularly after 2 outs for the Bruins. And one after it hard, 1 ball, 1 strike. And once again, there's still a big gap out there in right center field. Very slow curveball, and that one is going to go foul. Just a bit of a late swing on that one. So it is 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here in the third. Bruins now with that 3-1 lead. RBIs by Raven and Harden here in the third inning of play. Jones flied out to center field his first time up. The pitch, low. Catcher did a good job. That's going to allow the runner to get to second. The catcher lost track of it. He was looking behind him, and it was in front of him, so you get a pass ball on that one. That will send Clennon Harden to second, and so both runners now in scoring position. And the pitch, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Jones has a big one here. If he walks, they'll load it. If he gets a hit, is more than likely to bring in 2. Here's the pitch by Yates. Oh, and that is low and inside, and so that is going to load them up. Kurt Salmons, the left fielder, now with the bases loaded. And an opportunity to break this one wide open here in the third inning. The pitch by Yates. And that's a high floater. Is it going to drop fair? No, it goes foul. No balls and one strike with 2 outs. But the Bruins have put 2 runs on the board here after 2 were out. And so Harden is back over there on his base, and here we go again. Salmons takes it high. No place to put him here in the third. And Yates pitched strongly in the first 2 innings, but then he's run into a bit of a buzzsaw here in the third. And that's a strike. Beautiful dipping curveball to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right, here's a big one for Salmons. The 1-2. Low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases are jammed. And the fans here are looking to see a big one here. They'd love to see either a grand slam or at least some kind of a double or triple that would clean the bases. And the pitch. And it didn't dip. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here we go with a big payoff pitch. 3-2, 2 out. Everybody on, and they're going to all be moving, and that one is going to go, and it's right by the second baseman. 1 run in, 2 runs in, and you got another runner going into third. A 2-run single for Kurt Salmons to make it a 5-1 game. 2 RBIs for Kurt Salmons. Jackson Sills, the designated hitter, is up. Four runs in this third inning for the Bruins, and that one's low and outside. He's going to try to get it. No, he's going to get there because they tripped him up, and the runner's going to score. Had it been an accurate throw, it would have probably gotten the runner, but instead it ended up scoring a run, and the runner advances to second. So Salmons goes down to second on the error. So Sills has still a man in scoring position in second. And that's going to go right back to the pitcher. And that's the end of the inning. But they batted around here in the third inning, and it was not before they ended up scoring 5 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. And so now at the end of 3, the Bruins have it in their lock, 6-1.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating, 668-3339, for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
Well, here we are. The Bruins broke it open here in the third inning, 6-1, as they picked up 5 runs after 2 men were out. And it was just a solid performance in which they just bunched the runners and managed to get some hits in the gaps. You had 2 RBIs by Kurt Salmons, and RBIs also for Maddox Rabin as well as Clennon Harden. So the Bruins with a 6-1 lead over Obion County as we start the top half of the 4th inning, and Logan Powell comes to the plate. The left fielder, he struck out his first time up. 4 strikeouts on the afternoon for Chase Gardner. That one's tapped foul. Powell, as we say, he does have some power. The pitch, and that one's going to be out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Gardner seems to be getting more and more confidence with every inning as we progress. Gave up a run in the first inning, but he's had 4 strikeouts. He had 3 strikeouts in the second inning alone. And he delivers outside. He wasted that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clay Caldwell, the shortstop, will be next. Drake Little, the right fielder, the freshman, would follow. Here's the pitch. And that one's a foul ball. Just barely bent foul as it went past the first base line. So 1 ball and 2 strikes continues. Let's see what Gardner gives him with the 1-2. And struck him out. Strikeout number 5 now for Chase Gardner. That brings up Caldwell, the shortstop. The sophomore had a base hit his first time up. They couldn't bring him in. And Gardner delivers. And got him on the outside corner, strike 1. 5 runs for the Bruins in their half of the third. Have put them in a wide open. That was a high fly ball that's going to be just past the infield, and the left fielder takes it. And Kurt Salmon's got under it, so that is out. Number 2, Drake Little coming up. The right fielder, he was called out on strikes his first time up in the second inning. Gardner's done a good job of scattering 3 hits in this game, and the pitch just a little high for ball 1. Little went after a curveball and struck out in that first one. There you go. That's down in the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've been at it for just about an hour this afternoon. Rather swiftly played game. That's going to be tapped out to the shortstop. He's got to make the long throw, and he does. The snap throw gets him out. So that was quick order for Chase Gardner as it goes 6-3. And we had no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. So at the end of 3.5, Bruins on top, 6-1.
We offer live webcasting for families. It kind of came out of when so many warriors were going overseas to war. We have learned to offer families more choices, that we want to serve our families well and serve our families better.
Well, we're still looking at 53 degrees here at Overton Stadium, getting a little bit more of a shadow down the third base line as that sun begins dipping. But thank goodness we're at that period where sunset doesn't happen until after 7 o'clock now. I'll be even happier when it's after 8 o'clock. I love daylight saving time, and I know there's some of you who perhaps do not, but I will be very happy if they make it year-round. I don't like when we get into November and suddenly it's dark about 4:30 in the afternoon. It is just, it's depressing. But even though it is chilly out here today and it is jacket weather, it is also one of the more beautiful days that you'll see. We got just sort of a hazy cloud cover in the sky. But as we say, tomorrow it looks like some showers are going to be moving into the Jackson area about 4 o'clock. And here we go. And that one's outside. Corbin Howard with a high fly ball in the infield, and that's taken by the shortstop for out number 1. Nash Kilburn 0 for 2 on the day today. He was called out on strikes in the first inning and hit out third baseman to first in the third, where the Bruins batted around. 0-1. Yates still on the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch outside. Good eye on that one for Nash. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. No, they called a strike on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I didn't see his signal. And that one's high. Got a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. And here's your payoff. And take a walk to first. So Nash does indeed do that. That is the second walk given up by Yates. And here is Max Kilburn, the shortstop. He singled and scored in the first inning, and he flied out to center in the third. Let's see if he can move Nash around. And that one's in the outside corner for strike 1. Bruins seem to have more and more confidence as each inning has progressed. And that's a high fly ball that is not going to cause the left fielder to have to move, and he gets it easy with the one-handed grab. So out number 2 for the Bruins, Wyatt Scott, the center fielder, getting set to check in at the plate. Wyatt had a double in the first inning, and he walked in the third. So he's been up in both of his first 2 times. He scored one of the 5 runs, and there's going to be one that goes right to the shortstop, and he tosses it to second for out number 3. So that was quick order for Yates on the mound. So with that 6-4, that's no runs, a walk, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. And so the score at the end, 4 innings of play, USJ Bruins 6, Obion County 1.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And Chase Gardner finishing up his warm-up tosses. Done a good job scattering 3 hits today. Gave up a run in the first inning and has shut down Obion County ever since, as we get ready for the top half of the 5th inning, and designated hitter Jace Hall scheduled at the plate. 6-1 Bruins on top. 6 runs, 5 hits, and 1 errors for Obion County. 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 errors. And here comes Hall to the plate as we get set to start the 5th. Always enjoy seeing the ladies when they come out on a chilly spring afternoon like this and they've got the blankets out here. If you had a blanket concession, you could make a ton of money on a day like this. And the pitch. And strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. That one's fouled back into the screen. 0-2. And Gardner has picked up his pace and he's just really been on target with so many of his pitches this afternoon. And the pitch, and Hall strikes out, and that is strikeout number 6 for Chase Gardner. And here comes Hamilton May once again. He is the third baseman, the sophomore. He initially was scheduled to pitch today, but they changed that one just before we took the field this afternoon. Here's your pitch. And got him again in the corner for strike 1. May has struck out. He also reached base on an error in the first inning and scored their only run. And that one's going to be way out of play into the parking lot. Let's hope that there was no car within the vicinity. No balls and 2 strikes. He has been ahead of the count ever since the first inning on most of his batters this afternoon. Gardner delivers the 0-2. Just a bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Obion County came in 2-1 on the season. They did take a doubleheader over the weekend. Just missed on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Takes his time. Nobody on. 1 out. And the pitch. And struck him out. Number 7. So Gardner has got his stuff. That brings up Bailey Hobbs. He has flied out to center and flied out to left in his 2 times up. And a chance to get the side completely retired. And a pitch. And got him on the corner again. No balls and a strike. So for an opening home outing, this has been a solid one across the board for Chase Gardner. And the pitch. And he went for a low one. No balls and 2 strikes. This would give him an opportunity to strike out the side if he can deliver this one. Not taking a lot of time. And the delivery. And that one's going to be one that's going to drop into left field for a base hit. I perhaps gave him announcer's jinx there because I think everybody that was a Bruins fan was looking forward to perhaps a 3rd strikeout. He still has a chance at that. Ethan Smith, the catcher, comes up. Smith has grounded out to the 3rd baseman and grounded out shortstop to first. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Still 2 outs and the pitch. And got him on the corner. No balls a strike and 1 on first. That was only the 4th hit of the afternoon for Obion County. And the high fly ball into left field. And getting under that one is Kurt Salmons for out number 3. So he managed to get out of that one with no danger and no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. So at the end of 4.5, it is the Bruins 6, Obion County 1.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
Maddox Rabin set to come up for the bottom half of the 5th for the Bruins. He is 1 for 1 this afternoon. He had a sacrifice fly in the first inning to bring in the Bruins' first run, and then he picked up an RBI double in the 3rd inning, and that 5-run outburst for the Bruins. And so he has had himself quite an afternoon today for the home opener. Yates is still on the mound for Obion County. So the first baseman, let's see how he manages to attack it here as we start the bottom half of the 5th. Outside, ball 1. A very patient hitter at the plate, but this guy has got some power. He can let it fly. Outside and low, ball 2. Bruins bunched together a huge as they batted around in the 3rd inning of play. Took a swing at that one, 2 balls and a strike. This is a guy who will get a lot of extra base hits during the course of this season. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on, and he thought that he was going to first, but they called it on the inside corner, so it's 3-2. All right, the full count. Let's see what Rabin can do with it. And it's tapped. It's a slow roller to third base. He's going to have to throw it. No, he's not going to get it up. So charge an error to the third baseman. He had an opportunity to get him, but you're having to rush that throw, and it was a slow tapper. So Maddox Rabin is on, and coming in to run for him is Jackson Pugh. Clennon Harden, the third baseman. Third error of the game for the Obion County crew, and having to just get out of the way of that one was Clennon. Ball and no strikes. Jackson Pugh pinch running, and took a big swing on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Harden. Clennon flied out to center field in the first inning, and he singled in the third and eventually scored. He had a run batted in. That one was way outside, ball 2, way inside, I should say. Two balls and a strike. Pugh takes his lead off of first. And that one is a high fly ball that it looks like it's going to be out of play. Yep. Just bounce up against the dugout for Obion County, so we got a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes to Clennon Harden. Yates has not pitched a bad game. It just got away from him when they bunched those hits in the third inning. Otherwise, he has pitched a solid game. All right, here's the pitch to Harden, and that one is in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Jackson skitters back into first base. All right, full count. Yates delivers. That's a high fly ball that is going to get into the glove of the center fielder. So that's the second time in the game that he has flied out to center field. He had to make a big run for that one. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, and here comes Brooks Jones, the catcher. He walked and scored in that big third inning for the Bruins. And that one's out of play. Your dimensions down the lines, 320 feet in both left and right field. That one's low and into the dirt. A ball and a strike, 1 out, and 1 man on. And taking a lead once again is Jackson Pugh. Oh, hit him right just in the upper portion of the back, and so that's going to advance the runner to second as Jones gets on base once again. And that moves Rabin over to second, and so here comes Kurt Salmons. Kurt brought in 2 with a single in that big third inning for the Bruins. And let's see what happens here. They're going to get Charlie Redden to come in and pinch run. So Redden will be on first, and Jackson Pugh will be on second. And they're having a conversation with Yates. Matthew Pickard is having just significant instructions for him and trying to see if he's okay. He's going to come out. Well, he will go now to third base, and coming in to pitch will be Hamilton May, who was scheduled to pitch, and they swapped that off right before we started the game today. So in relief now, and he'll be taking some warm-up tosses, and while he does, let's take another break.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Well, the Bruins have 2 men on without a hit here in the 5th inning. Maddox Raymond got on an error on the third baseman, and he moved to second with a hit batsman, and it was Brooks Jones that took the ball right to the just below his neck area, and so Kurt Salmons is going to be up at the plate, and you got pinch runners. Jackson Pugh is on second base, and Charlie Redden is on first. And Kurt's over here while Hamilton May continues to take his warm-up tosses. He's taking his practice swings. As I mentioned earlier, we have some wonderful sponsors that make possible our opportunity to bring you Bruin sports, including Bruin baseball and softball, all during the season, and I hope that you'll go by and see all of our fine sponsors. Give them your thanks, because that allows people who can't make it out to the game an opportunity to see it live. And, of course, you can also see it on YouTube after the game is over with, and that is on the Worthy Road Studios page. And here we go, May with his first pitch from the mound, and gets a strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and 2 on for the Bruins. May in relief of Yates. And a high fly ball that is going in between the outfielders, and the center fielder comes down with it, but that is going to be a sacrifice fly because it brings Jackson Pugh over to third. So Kurt has an opportunity to at least advance the runner. And we got Aubrey Sellers coming in for the Bruins. And he's going to be hitting for Jackson Sills. And a pitch. And runners. Well, third base runner scattered back, but that allowed an opportunity for Charlie Redden to advance to second base. So we've got them both in scoring position now. So no throw down to second. So here we go. Let's see what happens. That one's going to be tapped down to the shortstop. It's a 2-hopper. He fires it on to first, and unfortunately Sellers fell as he was on the way, and so he didn't have an opportunity to challenge it. So that's out number 3. So they had no runs, no hits. There was 1 error, and there were 2 men left on base. And so at the end of 5, Bruins still on top, 6-1.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at 3-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at 3-Way.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
Chase Gardner has gone all the way for the Bruins. He has struck out 7. And after that first inning in which he gave up a run, he has just been solid across the board. Bruins lead at 6-1. 6 runs, 5 hits, 1 errors for Obion County. 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors. Keaton Yates, who's moved over to third base after pitching 4 2/3 innings, he is up at the plate now. And he hits one high in the air. You got about 3 guys that could get it, but the shortstop backs up into the outfield and pulls that one down. So a nice job of staying under that one by Max Kilburn. That's out number 1. Here's Poston Essery once again. He is your first baseman. He has struck out and flied out to the first baseman. Oh and 1. Here's Gardner's delivery. A little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Those 7 strikeouts have been so impressive today for Gardner. And the pitch. That one is a high fly ball that may get into the gap, and it does. It gets between the center fielder and the right fielder, but they're going to hold him to a single. Essery timed his swing and managed to get that one in perfect position, but the outfielders were also very attentive of that one to hold him to a single. And that brings up Logan Powell, the left fielder. That is only the 5th hit for the Obion County team. And it looks like a pinch runner has come in. I haven't been able to grab his number yet. If we do, I'll let you know who it is. And the pitch. There's another high fly ball that's going to stay in the infield. First baseman under it. Boy, and he dropped it. He got him at first. Let's see if they can get him at second. It's a double play. How in the world can you imagine? Now, they practiced that one. I can tell you, these guys practiced that one. It was a double play like one you've never seen before to drop the fly ball, but still managed to step on the bag. First, the runner on first is headed for second, and they managed to get him out. Woo, what a double play for the Bruins. So, at the end of 5.5 innings, it is still 6-1 USJ.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's body shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
Well, that double play was comparable when I'm calling basketball and I see somebody bank in a three-point shot, which you know that they haven't practiced that a great deal. You'll take them any way you can get them. And so the way that one was scored, it was 3 unassisted, the first baseman unassisted, and then he tossed it over to the second baseman for the put out at second, and they had to do a tag there because it was no longer a forced play. But what more does it matter, because the Bruins got one of the more unorthodox double plays you'll ever see. Hamilton May with the pitch and right out to the first baseman by Corbin Howard for out number 1. Nash Kilburn, the right fielder, is scheduled up. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He is struck out, grounded out, and reached base on a walk. That's high. 1 ball, no strikes. May came in relief in high fly ball. And the shortstop is underneath and takes it for out number 2. So as the innings fly along, and this could very well be, of course, I know the Bruins fans want to see more runs on the board, but as Max Kilburn comes up, he could be the last runner to bat for the Bruins today. The pitch, and that one's tapped foul behind him for strike 1. On the afternoon, Max is 1 for 3. He's flied out twice. He got a single in the first inning and came in to score the Bruins' first run. And that one just got away from Hamilton May. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Bruins with 1 run in the first and a big 5-run explosion in the third. And the 1-1 that, and trying to get under it is the first baseman, and it's just a little bit out of play as it bounds over around by the clubhouse. So we're 1-2 to Max Kilburn. And let's see if Max can put one right down the middle. And the pitch from May in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom half of the 6th. And here's May's pitch. And that one's going to be a 2-hopper to the third baseman. He fires it to first, and he didn't get him. That was all the speed of Max Kilburn. So Max with his second hit of the afternoon. It was not a bad throw, just Max took off with all his speed and managed to beat the throw, and so that is the 6th hit for the Bruins. Max with 2 of them. And here's Wyatt Scott. He has doubled, walked, and grounded out. The pitch. Trying a little bit of a changeup there, and that's ball 1. Hamilton May came in late in the 5th inning in relief of Keaton Yates. They just swapped positions. Keaton went to third base. There goes the runner, and they're going to have a hard time to get him, and they will not. That's a clean stolen base for Max Kilburn, and all of that was on the jump he got. So there is your first clean stolen base of the season for the Bruins at home. So he's now in scoring position, and let's see if Wyatt can deliver him home. A ball and a strike in the pitch. And that's going to go to the third baseman, and he fires it just a little bit to the right of the first baseman, but still manages to snag him out. And that is the end of the 6th inning. So, for the Bruins, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're going to the 7th. And we got a Hold'em Bruins as it is 6-1 USJ on top.
Tired of going to the dealerships only to see empty spaces? Then come to Carlock Nissan of Jackson. We have over 60 new vehicles in stock and more coming in daily. You can see, feel, and of course smell that new car smell. Save up to $8,600 off MSRP on a new Nissan. Plus, special APR financing as low as 1.9%. It's all at Carlock Nissan of Jackson. You should already be here.
Fleet Feet, your locally owned source for the best shoes for school, work, running, and everyday comfort. They offer a 3D scan of your feet and professional fitting. Fleet Feet sells the top-selling brands Hoka, OnCloud, and Brooks. To add comfort to your spikes or other performance shoes, let Fleet Feet fit you for a pair of arch support inserts. Get the quality you want and the service you deserve at Fleet Feet in Jackson on Oilwell Road beside Walgreens.
So we're coming up to the top half of the 7th inning. And it's Rory Jones into pitch and to try to get the save this afternoon. And it was a fine 6 innings for Chase Gardner as he managed to strike out 7 and scatter 5 hits for Obion County and didn't give up any runs after the first inning. Here we go, Clay Caldwell, the shortstop. He has singled and flied out to left field. And Jones's pitch is just a little bit high. 1 ball and no strike, but if he gets it out of there, then everybody can go home and eat supper early. The pitch. Outside. Nope. Got him on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good to see him getting a little bit of action in relief here this afternoon and that one is sharply fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Caldwell. And the shadows are beginning to fall across the skies of West Tennessee right now as the clouds begin to move in a bit more. No real sun in anybody's face at this stage. And the pitch. And he swung and missed, and this is going to be an easy one to first base. Oh, he dropped it. He just absolutely tripped over the bag, and so that's going to allow a runner to reach base. Give a strikeout, actually. You do count that as a strikeout, but he reached base on the error. So Caldwell gets his first strikeout of the season. And also strikeout to Rory Jones. No balls and 1 strike to Drake Little, the freshman right fielder. He has been called out on strikes and grounded out to the shortstop. He was going for the downs on that one, but it was just error, and so it's no balls and 2 strikes. Got a runner on first. Nobody out. In the pitch. Changeup gets him for out number 1. It'd be interesting if Rory Jones managed to get 4 strikeouts in the inning. It is possible that could happen. All right, Jace Hall, your designated hitter, comes to the plate. And just a little bit high, ball 1. We got somebody else up there. I can't see who that is that they brought in for Jace Hall. And a little bit low, 2 balls and no strikes. Still got the runner on first with 1 out. Swing and a miss. This appears to be Levi Hendricks. They had him, and he swung and missed once again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They had him scratched from the lineup, but we'll say this is Levi because he's the only number 17 that we have. Hit him just about just above the knee, and so he's going to hobble a little bit down to first base. First hit batsman of the game for Obion County, and so that moves them on to first and second. And here is Hamilton May, the pitcher, who's also played third base today. Hamilton has struck out twice, and he reached base on an error in the first inning and scored the only run that Obion County has. And that one is up the top of the screen for strike 1. Rory Jones in relief of Chase Gardner, who had 6 strong innings and struck out 7. Jones looks the runner back and the pitch. And that one's going to get away from the catcher and go over to the Obion dugout, and so both runners are going to advance. So now they have them both in scoring position, second and third with 1 out. Takes the double play out of it. And Jones heads back on top of the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. Bruins up 6-1, and we are in the top of the 7th, and you got a discussion going on between Coach Matthew Pickard and one of the officials. And let's see what that discussion is. There's no way we can tell from where we are. And to be honest with you, it is just very, very difficult to understand what he's trying to point out. Well, regardless of what that was all about, the official goes back out to his position. And here we go. Hamilton May once again. He is 0 for 3 on the day, but would love to bring in a couple of runs right now. That one's low, ball 1. Jones with that's actually ball 2, 2-1 with 1 out. Jones delivers. And that one gets away from the catcher. It's inside, and that's going to score a run. So Clay Caldwell comes in to score on the wild pitch, and that sends Levi Hendricks over to third. 3 balls and 1 strike, and a runner on third, so we got a 6-2 game now. Caldwell comes in with a second run for Obion County. There you go, 3-2, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big payoff pitch right now. And he delivers. And that one just goes off the glove. Got to fire it to first quickly, and they get him. That's still going to bring in a run as Levi Hendricks ends up scoring on the fielder's choice. Nice job of picking that up over at second base. So we're down to the last hope now for the Obion County guys, and that is going to be Bailey Hobbs. And the pitch, a little bit outside, ball 1. Hobbs, the center fielder, is 1 for 3. He singled back in the 5th inning. The bases have been cleared. 1 ball, 1 strike. And let's see if Rory Jones can send the home folks home happy. And that one just a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. That was almost on the inside corner. The pitch to Hobbs outside. 3 balls and a strike. 6-3 game. 1 more out, and the Bruins can take it home. And the pitch. And that one's tapped foul. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hoping he can come in is Ethan Smith, who's on deck. Here's the payoff pitch for Jones. Outside, ball 4. So Smith will get an opportunity to come to the plate. And they're going to come out and talk to Jones. And Brooks Jones is going to go out and join that conversation. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back.
Mention BallGame Blitz Sports Network and receive a free gift.
Well, we're going to have a pitching change. Jackson Sills is going out to right field. And coming in to pitch is going to be Nash Kilburn. Bruins need to get one more out. But Obion County has a runner on first, 2 out. Kilburn, who's had a good day in the outfield, he reached base on a walk. Now he's coming in to try to end this one and get the save. And coming up to the plate is Ethan Smith, the sophomore catcher, who is 0 for 3 on the day. He has grounded out to the third baseman, to the shortstop, and flied out to left field. And that is the end of the warm-up pitches, and here we go. And Brooks Jones coming out just to give him a little encouragement. So the freshman is going to be who they hope will be the stopper this afternoon. And here's Brooks Jones. Kilburn delivers, and he tapped that one foul. It looked like it went off of the umpire's ear just a bit. No balls and 1 strike. And another conference out on the mound. Certainly, obviously, just to make sure the freshman knows what the game plan is with the runner on first. Bailey Hobbs, the center fielder for Obion County, still holding on to first after reaching there on a walk. And here is the 0-1. Low. 1-1. Not quite at the 6:30 half hour, but getting close. And the pitch outside, 2-1. I think that was probably intentional, thinking the runner may try to go on that one. Here it is. One ball and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and here is the pitch. Nice change up and a beautiful curve at the end, and that is it. Ethan Smith caught looking on that one, and that winds it up, and the Bruins win it. Their home opener 6-3. 6 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for the Bruins. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors for Obion County. We'll take a break, and we'll wrap it up with you and tell you who all were the big stars of the game. Stay with us.
Carlac Prestige is not your typical used car dealer. We have everything from a Porsche to this, and lots more. We inspect and repair all our vehicles. Ask us to prove it. We will.
Carlac Prestige, Van Drive, Jackson.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all prearranged funerals. So you may have prearranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all prearranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
At Dynamics Physical Therapy, we help our clients get back to doing what they love. Dynamics is now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Well, back we are to wrap it up as the Bruins take their home opener this afternoon on a rather chilly first day of spring afternoon, 6-3 over Obion County. And the big explosion was in the 5th inning when the Bruins put together a 5-run output, and Maddox Rabin contributed a big double in that one for an RBI, and then Clennon Harden did the same thing with a single, and Kurt Salmons with the left fielder with a single that brought home 2 runners. And so it was just really a solid game across the board. The Bruins and Obion County traded runs in the 1st inning of play, but it was that 5-run explosion in the 3rd in which the Bruins actually combined together 3 hits, 2 walks, and an error, and packaged that all together in a 5-run output. And then solid pitching across the board today from Chase Gardner, who ended up giving up only 3 hits on the day and ended up also with 7 strikeouts. Was just really solid. He mixed his pitches very well, was strong with his fastball, and his curve was really hitting the outside corners well. So we're going to give our Star of the Game award to Chase Gardner today for 6 solid innings of pitching, and the way after that 1st inning in which he gave up that 1 run that was really it was a sort of a fluke situation because one of the runners got on base as far as an error on the 3rd baseman, and then it ended up Keaton Yates, who was the pitcher. He singled them the run home, and after that it was all Chase Gardner on the mound as he solidly delivered an outing. They pulled him out for relief in the 7th. Of course, these pitchers are all going on a pitch count. But that's your final. 6-3, the Bruins taking it over Obion County, and the folks get to go home happy, and temperature has dropped down to about 51 degrees here at Overton Stadium, but it has been a good day to start spring and a good day for the Bruins as they wind up with a solid victory in their home opener. And so that pretty well wraps it up here from University School of Jackson. We remind you we are scheduled. Now, the weather is not looking really promising for that. We are scheduled for a girls softball game that would be at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Right now, the hourly forecast is showing showers between 4 and 7 tomorrow afternoon. So that one could be up in the air. We don't know. If the game goes on as progresses and is scheduled, Alexander Bitterling will be here to call the action for you in that one right here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network. So, a good day for the Bruins here to open up at home. 6-3 is as they win their opener, and we'll be having more scheduled later in the week here on BallGame Blitz, but check the weather because as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday, there are showers that are in the forecast every single day. So everybody will be here if the weather allows us to right here on the network, so join us for that. So we'll show you the people that brought you today's game and give you an opportunity just to, well, I'll tell you who's here. We got, now we got it here. All right. And I'll tell you as we do this, just remember that BallGame Blitz will be live and also on the USJ website for all of our future telecasts. And if, in fact, you missed the game or any portion of it, you can go to the YouTube page of Worthy Road Studios and you can see all of it there. So here we go. Now we got the folks here, and the executive producer of Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz Sports Network is Paul Schultze. Our game was directed by the ever-cool, ever-present Christopher Reasons. Our cameras today, Eric Mann and Stephanie Janda, and yours truly, Steve Beverly, has been bringing you the play-by-play, and I'll look forward to it all season long. So until we're with you next time here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network, Steve Beverly saying come back to see us every chance you get, and so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.